Hello, YouTube people. What's going on? I promised to talk about relationships, and this one here is very near and dear to me because I've experienced many, and I do say many, girls in my past that have this type of trait. And you have to be very, very careful of these types of people. Anybody that is toxic, a toxic person, especially if their family is very toxic also, it's a big red flag. Okay, so certain things that you could look out for is when they start mirroring you, like you say one thing and they say the same thing back to you, like they don't have their own words for you. They just repeat everything that you say right back to you. It can be very frustrating, but they just want to appear like they actually have love for you when they really don't. They're just mirroring you, making themselves look all nice and sweet and you know, a little cuddly teddy bear inside or whatever, but they're not. They have nothing to do with that. And they're very toxic. Okay, so like I know certain girls, like they would threaten to kill themselves. Oh, if you leave me, I'm going to kill myself. Or, you know, I'm going to hurt my kids or somebody in my family or something like this. Just little things that they'll say to you that will be very big red flags along the way, you know. If they happen to be very, very, very jealous, I mean, a little bit of jealousy is okay, but you can take it so far. And then when it becomes very, very obsessive type jealousy, that's when you need to be very careful. We're talking like fatal attraction type careful. Because there's no point for that. You know, nobody should be treated that type of way. And toxicity, it can go all the way to being narcissist. And a narcissist woman, or man, you do not want to deal with. You don't want to deal with them because they will never come out of that situation unless they deal with somebody like me. Okay, this is why I am the Dragon Slayer. Okay, I have taken many people out of narcissism. I wish that I would have dealt with this a lot earlier in my life, because I could have gotten my grandfather changed and quite a few other people, but you know, like I always say, it is what it is. You know, I was not really trained well during that time. My grandfather was very, very distant, and he would have taken it out on me physically. My grandfather, I mean, when I was with him in my grandparents' house, he had a scope on one of his rifles. He pointed it right at my grandmother's head, and he had his finger on the trigger. And I said, "Why would you even do that? Why, you know, what are you doing?" And he just excused it off like it wasn't anything. But my grandfather, he was a narcissist. He was a 28th degree Mason, and you know, he just was a total blow up. Okay, let's just say that. I I try to search within my heart. Did I ever love the guy? I don't know. I mean, I can't say that. My mom did. Okay, that was her father growing up. It wasn't her blood father, but it was her father growing up. And she accepted him as that. And, I respect that. That's my mom. She loved him. Cool. But me, I don't know, My dad, my dad had some real hang-ups with my grandfather also. So, it wasn't just me and my family, and he treated my grandmother very bad. Now, my grandmother was my blood, and I would have done anything for her, but my grandfather, he just was straight out evil, and I could tell it. But I forgive him. I love him as an enemy, maybe. But as a grandfather, no. Okay. My uncle, same thing. He's married to my aunt, which is my mother's sister right up under her. And, same thing. Same type of relationship. My sister's ex-husband, when she was married to him, same thing. They were all like that with me, okay? I loved them, but honestly, not as family, as enemies to me. They were like arch enemies number one, I didn't like being around them. My grandfather, he tried to embarrass me in front of everybody. We had a big old something going on at Pizza Hut one time. That was back when Pizza Hut was, open in their restaurant side of it. And we all were in there eating all the pizza that you can eat with the salad bar and everything else. And my grandfather, he right out in front of everybody, oh, you should have been this and you should have done that, and you're going the wrong track, and you're doing this and you're doing that. And my dad spoke up, and my dad shut his mouth very quickly, shut my grandfather's mouth. He just said, leave him alone. He's doing what he wants to do, and blah blah blah. But my grandfather went on and on about me. I didn't have to wait long either. My dad jumped right in on him. My dad was not afraid of my grandfather. Never happened. My grandfather followed after my dad. Like I said, my dad was a general contractor. And after my grandfather retired from the police, he wanted to be a general contractor, and he did that for a short time too. But, he followed after my dad. So you can see it, My dad would have plastered my grandfather, There's just no two ways about it, He would have done something major. Anyways, toxicity is definitely a factor. And when there's, just all kinds of egotistical traits within a person, and they try to, control you at any cost, and they're just so toxic you can't be around those types of people. It's best to get out of that situation, It takes a whole lot to change a person like that. I can, okay? But unless you have that kind of a training within you, it doesn't even require training for me. I am a natural at that, okay? It's a natural thing for me. All of my videos are very simple. I don't go into all these logics and all of this, what all these psychiatrists and psychologists might say or whatever. I don't go into all of that. There's certain things that I say, though, in certain words that I say, that can either trigger somebody or they can heal somebody. And I know this. This is why I say them. It might sound weird for you because you might not be a toxic person. But there are toxic people out there, and maybe a toxic person might be listening to this. So don't feel like just because it sounds like I'm not making any sense to you that it's not helping somebody else, because I know that it does, okay? I go by what God leads me to say, okay? It might be something totally off the wall, and it might sound crazy to some people. But then it's helping the people that it needs to help, okay? And this is exactly why I'm called the Dragon Slayer. I am the Dragon Slayer. I'm an earth angel that slays dragons, okay? All these demon dragons out here that need to be slayed are getting slayed right now as I'm speaking, okay? With my facial expressions, because my eyes speak to people also, okay? But, I'm just telling it like it is, okay? I can say certain words and I won't even know what the words are, but they're helping certain people. They can heal certain people. They can help certain people, okay? And, the best way to get at somebody is to trigger them first. And then, once they're triggered, it means that they've opened up. And that's the time to attack. Okay? When I attack at them, then it starts to work at them where they're saying, wait a minute, stop, because it's already affecting them. And I know this. Trust me, in experience, I do know all of this is happening. And when it happens, I'm elated. I'm very happy because they've overcome what they need to overcome in their life. But toxic people are very, very bad. They're absolutely terrible. And it's a terrible demon entity within that person. But, of course, like I said, either you're going to want to get rid of this, or you won't have any choice, especially if you're listening to me. It doesn't take somebody that's a professor of this and that and all of this. Like I said, it just takes something simple, something very, very simple. It's because not only do the people that have these entities watch me, but their entities are watching me. And they know because I trigger them. And they start moving around and they start saying certain things and they start getting very angry because I am saying certain things. And they know that it's time to move out because I'm getting ready to do something. So they fear, of course. Just remember the story of all the pigs. When Jesus Christ had the guy with the legion. And he said, what is within you? And he said, legion. So Jesus Christ took the whole legion of demons out of this guy and put them into the pigs. And then ran the pigs into the ocean.
Make it quieter, people around.
And then, that was it. But I don't know. It is what it is, But I have Michael over here, and he's bothering me big time. His demons are listening to me as we speak, and he's getting triggered by it too. So, you know. But anyways, I hope everything's going all right with you all. Like I said, it's just a matter of time, and I'm